Okay, we're gonna be doing electrical. For electrical, you're gonna need a fuse panel and some relays. So the fuse panel, you want anything electrical, you want it to go through a fuse in case you have a short. The fuse will blow before it starts a fire in your rat rod. Relay is for when you need, it's for like, I'm gonna use it on the radiator fan and the headlights, where something that draws a lot of amps. You don't have to worry about a big switch. You can just use a little cheap switch to activate this relay, and it puts a lot of power out. For just like the tail lights, parking lights, something minor, don't take a lot of amps. You just run it through a fuse. You don't need a relay. And the way these relays work is you have a battery straight from your battery. Well, you need to run it, actually you need to run it through like a 30 amp fuse, and then from the battery through a fuse to here. And these two is out to, like, for example, to my radiator fan. One of these would go to the fan. This one is from the switch, and this one is gonna be ground. So when you turn the switch on, it activates this relay and puts the power from the battery to here. Otherwise, with the switch off, you'll still have power here, but none here. So, and these are 30, 40 amp relays. And the wire, it's best to go ahead and buy a little plug to go with them, because you already got some color-coded wire. So I'd have battery power in, and 2 wires out. This would be from the switch, toggle switch or whatever, and this would be your ground. And they got numbers on them. All relays are basically got the same number. They pretty much all the same. So you got, I don't know if you can see them little numbers on there, but 30 is the battery in. These 2 up here is 87, which is power out. And you got 86, which is switch in. And you got 85, which is the ground. And it shows it right here. 85 is, and 86, it got that, so one would be the switch and the other would be the ground. 30 battery in, 87A, and 87 is power out. So I'm gonna mount my fuse panel and breakers here on the firewall, but I don't want to mount them directly to the firewall, because when I run a screw through it, it'd be sticking out on the other side of the firewall. I don't want that. So I'm gonna make a panel to go there to bolt these, to mount these on with sheet metal screws. What I went and done, I cut me a piece of sheet metal and I put it in my brake. So with that, I can mount it to my firewall, flat to my firewall with some pop rivets. And now I can screw sheet metal screws through here to mount my fuse panel and my breakers. And the screw will be sticking out here, not through my firewall. That's what this is for. If you want your paint to hurry up and dry, get you a heat gun on it. Yeah, Harbor Freight, I picked up this little micro torch. Took out the safety switch because that was a pain in the butt. Tobacco store picked up some butane. You can't buy this anywhere because the store got to have a special license but Walmart's the best place to get that. And $3 for this and $3 for this. I seen on YouTube they use this. I might have to make an adapter to make this work, but I'm gonna try that. And these sorter and some assorted pack heat shrink, Harbor Freight. Okay, got my paint dried, rub some silver on that, antique it. So I need some marks here. For screw holes. And I only need a couple breakers, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some holes in for extra future expansion. Yeah, I call them breakers, actually relays. Yeah, these are relays, not breakers. So now I can put 6. I don't need one for the fan and one for the headlights right now, but I got room for more later if I need to. And to mount my fuse panel right there. Now I need to drill some holes in the side here to rivet it to the firewall, but I don't know where I gotta put this up on the firewall because I got them beads rolled in the firewall. I gotta find a spot to mount this. Okay, I got my panel mounted, pop riveted from the outside of the firewall. And I got my fuse panel mounted on it and 2 relays. And I got room for 4 more relays if I need them. I don't think I'm ever gonna need that on a rat rod. And since I want to run straight from the battery to here to keep, this is gonna be hot all the time. I got me a 50 amp fuse out of a Dodge truck or something. I don't remember what it come out of. Anyway, I cut some copper plate to spades, make some spades go in there, and I'm gonna put that right there. And on the other side, I took the wire from the battery. So I have a 50 amp fuse controller and all that. Yeah, I take all my connectors and pull that little piece of plastic off right there. Now I can crimp the wire and solder it and put a piece of shrink wrap over it. It looks something like that right there. So got a good solder connection now, it shouldn't go nowhere. Yeah, place is a mess. How you like that? That means I'm getting something done. Yeah, I got my shrink wrap up here. Keep it up here out of the way so it'll stay out of the heat. Now when that cools off, I slide the shrink wrap down and heat it up. Yeah, who would have thought you have a rat nest of wiring like this just for a little simple 4-gauge system. Oil pressure, temperature, amp, and fuel sender. And the temperature, the oil pressure gauge is manual. I mean, it's just, I just got the lights wired on them. So when you turn the light switch on for the headlights, it'll turn on these lights in the gauges. And I got all the end of my wires marked: ignition, starter, battery plus, blah, 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 so forth and so on. I got the battery cables run hot to the starter and ground to the engine and ground from that one to the chassis, because the rubber motor's rubber mounted. Motor and transmission got rubber mounts. The body is not rubber mounted, so I'm assuming it's grounded to the chassis. So I got the motor grounded to the chassis. It should work for the body too. Yeah, just got started up in here good. I got a Harbor Freight grommet kit, but of course none of them work for this. So I cut a piece of rubber hose and split it and made grommets for these battery cables. And when I'm sure everything's good, I'm gonna come back with some epoxy and fill up these cracks, seal that up with some epoxy. Just in case you're wondering, if I rub some silver on the front side of this dash panel, yeah, went and done that. Man, I ain't done yet, but I've done run out of steam today, so yeah. Part one. We're gonna continue. We have another part two of wiring tips and tricks. All right, appreciate you.